actually had a big one last night though?
These are the current ones right now. This was at 11:50 a.m. That's,
I didn't feel any of those.
well, look at the size of it.
Oh, yeah.
2.7, 1.3, 1.3,
What was the one?
1.4.
At 5 a.m. You guys. Did someone just say you had one at 5 a.m.?
The other one's one that was bigger. That was on a Google search.
Yeah, I mean, they keep track of all of them, so you can follow them along. But I think roughly there's around 11 a day
Yeah.
that are big enough to be mentioned on this site.
I never feel any of those.
I get confused. Well, in 2018, I was driving here on the Glen Highway when all of a sudden my car wouldn't stay in the lane. And I was like, what the? Well, I won't say what I said. What the HE double hockey sticks, you know? You know, because something was going on in the Batacle area, you know, of my seat. You know, it wasn't, you know, like, hey, this is not usual behavior for this kind of car.
There was a big one in 4th grade too. I was in senior year, 2018.
2018?
So, I don't know, 4th grade or 5th grade, it was huge. At least I thought it was huge, so I was like, no.
Thank goodness we're not in Turkey or Syria, because they've had disastrous earthquakes there.
I noticed way more earthquakes when I was living in Japan.
But this all goes to show that what we think of as solid nature rocks, it evolves too. It's going through an evolutionary process. One of my friends believes in the theory that the Earth is expanding. So that when you look, you know, that the center and the core of the Earth is pushing out. And as a result, instead of plates just kind of floating around and crashing into one another, there's a general pushing apart. So that when you try to figure out, well, why, you know, does the American continent, south and north, look like it would just merge beautifully into Africa and Europe, you know, they would just go together. Well, theoretically, as the Earth was smaller, you know, it was all like that. And then what's happening is, you know, that everything's expanding like this at a certain rate and so
I don't know,
on.
I feel like that's impossible though, because the tectonic plates go back into the Earth. You can't create more matter on the Earth unless we have.
It's not as popular a theory as
Is it because of asteroids hitting the Earth and causing it to expand?
No.
That would make more sense, because if asteroids were like adding more elements.
That's why it wasn't always by itself or something like that. Like long one.
Well, yeah, wherever the plates are.
Yeah.
They're a particular hotspot where.
Oh gosh, what is the quiz question?
That's a good question.
Who do you think Hegel was referring to by the world soul on a horse?
Oh,
Actually, a poor question because I already gave you the answer already, but
What was the ending? Who do you think Hegel was referring to?
as the world soul on a horse. Now, what I'd love you to do though is try to figure out, well, who is an example of the world soul? Are there any individuals that in themselves seem to represent the world consciousness at the moment? Lady Gaga? I don't know.
Yes. I love Lady Gaga so much.
well, I thought
It could be different for each country or continent, wouldn't it?
because
Well,
we all
that's
have
the
to-
thing, yeah, is you figure, well, okay, we've got, you know, a United States consciousness, it's actually at war with itself, you know, in a way, you know, it's constantly arguing. Imagine your family's dinner table, you know, is that a peaceful situation, or, you know, does somebody say, I don't want to study this stuff anymore because it's so boring, and then the mother says, you've got to get an A in the course or you won't be able to go on to become, you know, the owner of your own bakery or something. You know, I don't know what kind of arguments you might have in your own. How do you get to be the owner of your own bakery, you know?
How do you do that?
No one had a bake first. Fight for it.
Step one, bake.
Like Jacob, he decided to have his own bakery, right?
Jacob?
Jacob.
Is it here?
Um,
That.
Who is Jacob?
My husband's name is Jacob.
Does he have his own bakery?
I call him Young Jacob, that's his rapper name.
Young Jacob. You know, Young Gravy is coming to the fair?
I heard about
I'm
that.
so excited.
Yeah.
I'm so excited. I know.
It's here. We got Shaggy up here. That was pretty good. There's nobody concert here.
Yeah, I'm so happy. You know, this one like program thing where they like donate to promise.